I thought it would be fun to look at what I would do if I was getting invested in real estate right now instead of 4 years ago when I actually did get invested in real estate. Of course, in the past 4 years, so much has changed in the world and the real estate market. And does that actually change what I would do for my strategy, or would I do the same thing? Well, stay tuned to find out. Hi, my name is Moynihan. I'm a real estate agent and investor based out of Keene, New Hampshire. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest around the area, feel free to hit me up. I specialize in helping people find the best way that real estate can serve them, and I'm a huge advocate of house hacking and real estate investing in general. If you want to stay up to date with what I do, be sure to hit the subscribe button and also follow my Instagram and my social medias, as I'm way more active on Instagram. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So let's get straight to the point right here. If I was just starting to invest in real estate, what would be my strategy and what would I do? The simple answer is exactly what I did 4 years ago, and that is house hacking. If you haven't heard the term house hacking yet, it's a term that's used just about everywhere in real estate, and it simply means getting some sort of income from your primary residence. The most typical way of doing this is buying a multifamily property, living in one of the units as your primary residence, and renting out the remainder units to supplement your living expenses. As an adult, this is your biggest expense you have. So being able to cut that down and help save in other areas and just kind of take the stress off your back of having to come up with that big of a chunk of change every month just to live. Now, I know if you're just getting into the investing stuff, you're probably hearing so much stuff about creative financing, trying to find seller financing, or other people call owner financing, and going down that route where you can kind of skip the bank essentially and just go direct to seller and try to cut out your out-of-pocket expenses. Now, this can work. It has worked and it does work. But I'm just being straight up with you. I don't think it's the best play to do right when you're getting into investing. And one of the reasons being is because as a first-time home buyers, banks offer you really good loans and you can get in with low money down and go the traditional route. And another reason is because, one, this is going to be your first house. So I think you should ease into it, go the traditional route, and two, it eases you into becoming a landlord. So if you're house hacking, you're living on the premises because it is your primary residence. So you're going to be there every day, keeping a track of what's happening in your property. And if any problems arise, you're right there. So it's not like you're doing out-of-state investing or just trying to go passive right away. It's a kind of hands-on method that almost like gives you a test run to see if this is even something you want to do. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do and what I did 4 years ago, and I would repeat it in a snap of a finger because it is so powerful and it has helped me in so many countless ways since I bought my first property, these are the steps that you should probably take to get on that track. So the first one is probably the one that no one wants to hear, but again, I'm going to be honest with you. You need to save money. To buy houses, you're owning a massive asset and probably the biggest thing you'll ever own financial wise. So you need a little skin in the game. You're going to have to save some money. I'm not saying a ton of money, but you're going to have to save. Chances are you're going to be a first-time home buyer going through this, so you can take advantage of an FHA loan, which is as little as 3.5% down. And then you're also going to want to take into closing costs. To be on the good side, I would do another 3.5%. So kind of run your numbers of what you need to save and start making that your goal. That should be your number one priority. And to do this, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to look at your finances and be honest with yourself. If this is something that's actually something you want to take serious, be honest with yourself. Do you have to cut out that Starbucks? Do you have to cut out going out to dinner 5 times a week? Do you have to get rid of that car payment that, guess what, you got because you started making some real money, but now it doesn't help you out and you can get by with a used car because you don't need a brand new car to drive 15 minutes to work. And then once you do this, you're going to want to create a budget. In that budget, make sure you budget the room for your savings. To figure out what you need to save, this is where you're going to want to work backwards. Take that 3.5%, so that's about 7%. Figure out what multifamilies go for around your area and just work it backwards. What 7% of what you're going to need to buy? Then whatever your goal is, chances are it's not going to be this. I'm just going to say you need $10,000 saved in the next 12 months. Okay? Just work your way backwards. What's that equate to weekly? It's about $200. So you're going to have to budget in to save $200 every week for the whole year, and you will accomplish your $10,000. That's the way it works. It's no fun, and it's nothing too creative. Just save and be diligent with it, and it's going to add up. It might take you a year or two to get into this, but guess what? Once you get into it, now you have people paying you to live, and it's so good. And then once you have this money saved up, this is the time that you're going to actually start going out and looking for properties. Start running numbers. There's always two ways to run numbers. You want to run it one, when you're actually owner occupying it, because chances are when you're house hacking, you're not going to cash flow. That's not really the goal. The goal while you're house hacking is to lower your monthly housing expenses. But you do want to run the numbers, what the property will look like if you move out and when you don't owner occupy and use it strictly as an investment property. Does it make sense to buy? Will it cash flow? If you're not living there, that's the goal, is to have a cash flow. Because if not, well, you're just kind of putting into a money pit. Granted, you're building equity and hopefully getting some type of appreciation on it, but that shouldn't be your goal this early in your investing career. And of course, while you're in the process of all this saving, it's going to take you some time. So I want to just advocate this right out here in the open and tell you it straight up. While you're doing this saving, if you're actually serious about house hacking and you want to take these great advantages that come with it, please do some research. Read a damn book or two. Read a lot of books. Read a lot of blogs. Go on YouTube. Start doing your research. Watch more videos like this. You're on the right track. Keep looking and keep taking all this stuff into account. You're just going to learn more and more. So then when you're actually there to make the purchase of the multifamily and you get those tenants that you're going to have to take care of, you know what you're doing. You want to be prepared for that. You don't want to act like you don't have a clue what you're doing because one, it comes off unprofessional. And two, they're going to look at you like a pushover. They're going to start taking advantage of you because they can tell you're new. So do your research, know the laws, and know how to handle this stuff. Because honestly, if you don't educate yourself, in a few years, problems are going to start arising. You don't know how to handle them. So you're going to just try to loose goose fix it, and then it's going to go horribly, and you're going to hate becoming a landlord. You're going to wish you never did it. So take the time while you're saving the money to invest in your education and actually learn that part of the business. This is a business. Yes, you want to lower your housing expenses, but you still have to learn how to take care of tenants and how to actually manage properties. So do your own due diligence and start learning. So that is essentially what I would do today if I was starting from scratch and had nothing. I would start saving, really focus on my budget, and really focus on my education. You start hitting those three things, you're going to start fast tracking your way right to getting a house hack, and you're going to hopefully get addicted to it like I have and just start growing your portfolio because it just gets more and more fun. But of course, there's so much stuff I haven't touched upon in this video, like running numbers, like a legit running numbers. I have videos on that. The tax benefits that come with owning real estate, the reasons why you should get an investor-friendly agent while you're looking to buy your investment property, and so much, much more. This stuff is really strategic and you should start learning all about this so you can set yourself up for success. So if you want to learn more, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. And I really suggest that you follow me on Instagram because I'm active there daily, where here it's more a weekly basis. So go give that a follow. And without further ado, I'll catch you next week.